In 1936, J.R.R. Tolkien sat at his desk, staring at a single sentence he had just scribbled onto a blank sheet of paper. In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. It wasn't part of a larger story. It wasn't connected to anything that he'd even been working on. It was just a thought that came to him, a whisper of something bigger. But something about that sentence stayed with him. So he kept writing and he built a story around it. And that story became The Hobbit. And when it was published, it changed his life. Then came the real challenge. His publisher asked for a sequel. And he started writing again, but this time it did not come easily. For 12 years, he struggled to finish The Lord of the Rings. He had moments of doubt and frustration and exhaustion. He almost gave up entirely, convinced that the story was too big for him to finish. But something kept pulling him back, so he pushed forward, one sentence at a time. And the story that nearly defeated him became one of the most beloved literary works of all time. Because unfinished stories don't mean that the story is over. They mean that there's still something waiting to be written. In Isaiah 43, God speaks to a people stuck in their past. They had lost their homeland, they had been exiled, defeated, and broken, and they believed that their best days were behind them. But then God says something radical. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. I am doing a new thing. Now, God wasn't saying the past didn't matter. But God was saying, don't let the past be the only story you tell. Because grace isn't always unfolding. Grace doesn't just fix the past. It creates the future. Tolkien almost abandoned his greatest work. Israel almost lost hope in exile. And maybe you have a part of your life that feels like it's over too. But what if the best chapters haven't been written yet? Where in your life have you assumed the story is finished? Where have you stopped hoping, trying, or believing that something new is possible? Write it down. Then ask God, what new thing are you doing in my life? Because grace doesn't erase the past. It transforms it into something new, and the story isn't finished yet.